Hello, production, head of production. Miss Sky got in contact with me and gave me a few questions she would like me to answer for the CARES program. So here we go. My name is Skyla Jade Edwards Thompson. I was originally born in Brooklyn, New York. However, I grew up in Schenectady, New York, which is very close to Albany. So I have some country girl experience and also city girl experience, which I'm very grateful for. So for these three questions, I decided to put them all into one answer because I feel like they relate. Those questions being any circumstances you should know about me, who was I raised by, and also my family life. So, my mother had me when she was in her first year of adulthood. She was 18 years old, and she was under the pretense that her and my father would be the perfect family that she never had. Well, like the statistic shows, that did not work out. She did the best that she could raising me, though, on her own. Working jobs she hated until she was able to become a nurse. And currently she's a registered nurse, so kudos to her. However, having a child that is neurodivergent and craved a lot of attention that she wasn't able to give while she was working these jobs, and she just had a lot of stuff going on. She was raising me while also still raising herself, so she wasn't there for me emotionally. And with that being the case, honestly, now that I think about it, it's not that she wasn't there, but she didn't even know how to be there. Like, I'm pretty sure if she knew how to love me the way that I deserve to be loved, then she would have done that. But however, since I wasn't receiving the love that how I would like to be loved, I seeked it elsewhere. And that pushed me further and further away from my mother, causing us not to have a very good relationship. And when I was 15 years old, we moved from Schenectady back to New York City. And during that time of my life, a lot of things happened. When I was leaving Schenectady, I was in 8th grade, and it wasn't a good experience. I was at a prep school. I was missing a bunch of school. I was staying up all night. Like, my sleep hours were just bonkers, to the point where I had to redo 8th grade. And that was definitely a wake-up call for me. That was a wake-up call. And when I turned 15, I went through a time period when me and my mom probably didn't speak for like 2-3 years. And I was bouncing between my dad's house and my grandmother's house. I don't remember who signed me up for AIM specifically. It could be my birth mom or it could be my stepmother. All I do know is when I think about challenges I overcome, I definitely think about the spark of what helped me overcome those challenges was going to AIM. Like, I cannot explain the gravity that had on me, the impact of going to a school that understood, like definitely understood the community, having all Black staff, almost all. The impact was amazing. Like, I felt heard. I had people that seen me, and I'm beyond grateful for the staff and the students I met at AIM. And I was watching this Maya Angelou video the other day, And she was speaking at, I believe, a college graduation. And in the clip, she was like, in every room you enter, you need to carry those people with you, those loved ones, those people that changed your life, your ancestors, carry them with you. And I would say I do the same with people from AIM. I carry them with me. I am forever grateful for the love and the understanding that they graced me with. If I could speak if I could express what is most needed in our community, what would that be and why? Okay, I would say what is most needed in our community is books. Not to be funny, like, I'm so serious. Books about the culture, books about our ancestors, classes that actually go deep into who we are, and not just talking about Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks, because although they were heavy leaders and for the time, but our roots go so much deeper than that. Like, there's so much more to us that I wish more Black youth had access to. I feel like that understanding of who you are, it shapes how you move in the world, and I do think that would affect a lot of us positively. And I'm very saddened about during my childhood, during my youth, I didn't know much about Black culture. I didn't know much about who I was or who I came from, and I'm very grateful to be in the predicament that I'm in now, because I had an assignment where I was supposed to write a recipe from my culture that is really important to me. And I wrote about my grandmother's Jamaican dumpling recipe. And while doing that, I also had to do a part of the assignment was doing a culture aspect and a personal aspect. My throat is getting dry from talking for so long. But yeah, so while I was doing that, I learned a lot about the Baptiste or Baptist, I'm sorry, but that Baptiste war that happened in Jamaica, and the tragedy that those Jamaican slaves went through just to be free. And reading that was heartbreaking, and it was devastating. And it also made me proud to be Jamaican. It made me feel like I knew more about myself. And I feel like that is important to other people, other Black people, to just know. And it's very saddening to know that, like, the government is trying to ban books like that. Like, here's some books that I have with me from the library at my school. A Celebration of Black Hair, and When Black Girls Dream Big. I think that is exactly what we need in our community. And that ties into how CARES helped me. CARES helped me by exposing me to Black culture, like who we are, all the people that were ahead of us, that paved the way, and how they fought and what they fought for and what they believed. That was a blessing. That encouraged me to be like, okay, things don't have to be the way that they are. Someone understands me. Someone understands what it was like to be this color. Someone understands what it was like to have this nappy kitchen. Someone knew what it was like to be me, and they cared enough to fight for that. And I'm getting chills just thinking about that, but that's amazing. I pretty much answered all those questions. Thank you. her the opportunity to speak.